Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 1 of the final of our new 7 review series. And this series is Ultimate Exotics, and in this series we are reviewing the top supercars of Gran Turismo 6. Now obviously supercars are a hugely popular category, probably the most popular category for most people of vehicles on racing games, not just Gran Turismo but Forza as well, Test Drive Unlimited, Project Gotham, etc. They are the cars that people dream of owning, the cars that are on posters, the cars that companies offer really as their ultimate road-going vehicles. Now, this car that we're starting with is an iconic car. It's of course the Ford GT. There are 2 versions of this car in its road form on the game, the 2005 and 2006 versions. The 2005 model actually has a slightly higher PP. Not sure exactly why, because in terms of on-paper specs and real-world performance, they're both exactly the same. So choose whichever one you want really. If you want the higher PP, go for the 2005, but both cars are exactly the same. It is of course a modern interpretation of the 1960s Ford GT40, which Ford built to beat Ferrari at the Le Mans, which they did. Hugely popular car, again, hugely respected, one of the most widely loved high-performance classics. So can the newer interpretation of the GT40 stand up to the legend, but also stand up to its rivals? Because the supercar world is an intensely competitive one. There are some amazing cars from Koenigsegg, Bugatti, Pagani, Zenvo, Saleen, etc. There's a wide array to choose from. There are different classes of supercars, some that are far faster than others, some which aren't even designed to be fast, they're just designed to be nice cars that you'd want to own, such as the Chazetta V16T. So what does the Ford have to offer, and is it a good all-round supercar? Well, as far as price, it's very good. It's a 149,000 credit car, and it's the same price for both versions. So in terms of supercar price, it is one of the cheapest you can get. Not the cheapest, but one of the cheapest, especially if you compare it to models such as the Veyron, the Aston Martin 177, the Huayra, etc. It is many times cheaper than those vehicles. And interestingly, this is one of the very few supercars on Gran Turismo 6 which is actually about the same price on the game as it is in real life. Because in real life a Ford GT will set you back around the same kind of money, around 130 to 150 grand. That's dollars or pounds, depending on condition obviously and where you buy it. Now fully tuned, this car puts out 940 horsepower, so it's not the most powerful of supercars, and that's from a 5.4 litre mid-mounted supercharged V8, and it puts out 796 pound-feet of torque, so it's got plenty of torque, plenty of power. As we said, it's not the most powerful of supercars though, but it weighs in at only 1,189 kilos with the full weight loss package, and thanks to that, combined with its power, it has an excellent power to weight ratio of just under 800 horsepower per tonne. It's actually 791, which is a huge power to weight ratio, and that is a power to weight ratio that can even rival full-on racing cars. But how does it drive? Because obviously on paper specs don't always equal real world usability and a competitive nature. Well, overall it is a very good car to drive. It's definitely not the easiest of supercars to get mastery of. The handling takes a lot of work. It's a very raw, aggressive handling car. It's a very good racing machine. Ever since it was first included in Gran Turismo, back on Gran Turismo 4, it has been one of the quickest supercars in the game in terms of sheer lap times, but also in straight line performance. Now on Gran Turismo 6, that hasn't changed. It's one of the quickest supercars in the game, which also adds to how good its value for money really is. In a straight line, the top speed is in excess of 290 without NOS or draft, so it is a very quick car. There are supercars that are quicker, obviously, but it is among the quickest supercars in the game. Acceleration as well is extremely fast. Faster even than other supercars which have significantly more power, and it is more than a worry for any of the other supercars in the game in terms of straight line performance. Regardless of how much power they have, the GT40 just always seems to be right behind them. Now in terms of handling, we said it's quite raw, takes a bit more wrestling than some to get the best out of, but for its overall track potential, it is a very good car. You can get around here, Le Sarthe, even with the chicanes in the 3-minute 20-second region, which is Le Mans prototype territory. And overall, it is an excellent racing machine. Now obviously, you can get racing versions of this car, but the racing versions have nowhere near the performance potential that this one does in a straight line. Obviously, they handle better, but there's just something inherently cool about having a road car that's even faster than its racing version. So overall, it's excellent value for money. The best point about this car is just how overwhelmingly fast it is. There are very few supercars which could leave this standing around the track. Many other supercars this car could outright beat in a race on many track types. So it's very good value for money. It's an excellent all-round supercar. It's a very good looking car as well. It sounds great. Many people do use it, so it's not necessarily the rarest or most exclusive of supercars, but that doesn't dampen how good it is overall. So that's it for episode 1 of this series. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.